Number 22. Well, this is an interesting. We know when we have a square root that we take whatever's in here and we say, hey, you got to be bigger than or equal to 0 because you can't get a negative underneath a square root. And remember, when there's a square root, the number right here is really an even number, the number 2. Okay, so what happens anytime we have anything that's even if it's a fourth root, it's going to be the same thing. A sixth root, going to be the same thing. But what about when it's an odd number? Well, an odd number, anything can happen underneath there, whether you get a negative. You can take a fifth root of a negative number because a fifth root says, hey, what multiplied by itself 5 times would give you this negative number? Well, a negative number multiplied by itself 5 times still gives you a negative number. So whenever you have these, it is always going to be all real numbers. If the number right here is an odd number, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, so forth, it's always going to be all real numbers. Now, let's take a quick look at this and see if I can get her going here. If we look at the Desmos calculator, if I go right here to a third root, let's just say we put in x, notice what happens. It has the part going to the right from 0 and then to the left forever also. And it doesn't matter what I put here. I can put +3. It's just going to shift it over, but it's always going to be going to the right forever and to the left forever. But notice if it's an even and I put in x, the blue line comes up. It's just from 0 over. And if I do x -3, it shifts it over. So we have to only worry when it's an even number. So in this case, it was an odd number, so it's all real numbers. On the next one, well, it's even. So we have to say, hey, we need 3x -5 to be greater than or equal to 0 because that's going to be a graph that's going just like that. And so it only is from that 0 point. So how does this guy get shifted over? Well, we simply add 5 to both sides of the equation. 3x has to be bigger than or equal to 5. Divide by 3, 1 2/3, 5/3. So x needs to be greater than or equal to 1 2/3. If you want in notation, you could put 1 2/3 infinity. Okay. Either way is fine. Number 24, it's an odd number there, so we know that's doing something like this, so it's going to be all real numbers.